Baby, you had your daughter sleeping on a torn, broken down 20-year-old mattress with pee stains and holes in them. Don't be sitting up there making it seem like your daughter been sleeping on a mattress like that. It took me stepping in and saying, get your ass a good mattress for you and your daughter sleeping. If your daughter not sleeping in your room because you're trying to do things in there, she's sleeping on a tiny ass couch. She don't have her own room. If I'm lying, please get on live and show your apartment to your followers. You want to talk about transparency? Get on live tonight and show your followers what your apartment look like.
First of all, it ain't women's job to try to fix this. What your job as a woman is to recognize what he's saying is the truth and you act accordingly. Don't try to change his mind. Yeah. Don't try to reason with him. Let him say, and he's telling you the truth. He's telling you how they are. He's telling you how they think. I told you men are incapable of love. Stop trying to make them love.
She's like, stop. She just like yells at me out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and she just like yelling like, and I was like, I didn't know how to react to that because I didn't see that side of her where she just yelled at me like to the top of her lungs about like, God damn, like, oh, turn it off, shit. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, put your seatbelt on, So I put my seatbelt on because I'm like, okay, I'm in the car with her on the passenger side. I get real silent and I just sit there like, I don't know what the f is happening.
Ooh, there is nothing on this planet greater than the smell of fake guru falling from grace or getting exposed in the morning. In the land of penis envy and misandry, I bring to you today perhaps the greatest case study of fake guru / grifter and reason number 6,842 why spaces just like this one exists to continue to fight for the truth, to continue to stop the spread of misinformation, and to continue to bring men and women closer together. You need to share this video right here with every man and every woman that you know because it is a prototypical case study in grifter, a case study in liar, and in understanding the psyche of easily tricked or manipulated women. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, what on earth is good old MTR talking about? Well, you probably do not know this woman, but she goes by the name of Princella, the Queen Maker.
Are you with the father of your child? Married currently?
Actually, yes.
So you're telling the truth that you're with the father of your child currently married?
No, I'm currently married, but I'm not with the father of my child. But he did just pick her up and drop her off. No, Saint. No, Saint. No, Saint. No, I did not lie. My husband does not live with me. We are still legally married. And he, guess what? Just dropped his daughter off here. He picked her up and took her to get her hair done. So tell me what makes me a single mother when I have an active father in my child's life who literally just picked her up and dropped her off. Tell me what makes me a single mother. Are you saying that I must be sleeping in the same bed every night to be qualified as a attached woman? Tell me what makes me a single mother.
Ooh-wee. Do you yield the floor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Number one, I want you to know that though I must vanquish you in the public forum, for you are clearly a demon as far as ideology goes, I want you to know that I see through you like glass. And what I see because the majority because that's why you single. You talk too much.
Ladies, I told you that. I told you that women are commodities to men and they mark their territory. Yeah, that's what you're and all they do is collect you. And if you're not somebody they own, they don't give a damn about you. I keep telling y'all, men are incapable of love.
I don't own my wife.
Can't. They're
I don't think I
incapable.
own my wife. I don't dictate nothing to her.
I'm not. My thing is this. I'm not really tripping about nothing he's saying because all it does is tell you the truth about what I've already told
And
you.
I've been
He's
telling
only
y'all, a
confirming it.
man is gonna be a man. He cannot not be a man.
Yeah.
So is there resolution?
It ain't no resolution.
Ain't no resolution.
It ain't no resolution.
First of all, it ain't women's job to try to fix this. What your job as a woman is to recognize what he's saying is the truth and you act accordingly.
That's
Don't
about
try
it.
to change his mind.
Yeah.
Don't try to reason with him. Let him say, and he's telling you the truth. He's telling you how they are. He's telling you how they think. I told you men are incapable of love. Stop trying to make them love.
In my mind, I like to call her the stud maker, but a little bit more on that in the future. Before I detail some of the most ridiculous things she pushes to her army of broken women, let me share with you guys a little bit of history on YouTube. And actually, let's just say that this is just media in general. Because since the beginning of time, even before the internet existed, there has always been an influencer. Now, some influencers throughout history try their best within the goodness of their hearts to deliver value, hopefully true value, to their audience that helps them gain more money, to become more joyful, more happy, to gain the relationships that their heart desires. While there's others out there that are better known as grifters that prioritize the bag in lieu of delivery of actual value to those that watched. Typically, they dive into this us versus them mentality and they galvanize an audience using extreme views that on a surface level may offer some healing to the extreme hurt that they felt within their life. Now, the easiest audience to trick between men and women has always been women. Why? Well, men generally need a lot more data to believe you. We're much more natural contrarians to information that we hear, whereas women are a lot more conformist, right? They are more followers on average than natural born leaders. They are also a lot more emotional type thinkers, right? Not really needing as much data as to men to make significant life decisions just based off of gut feelings or an astrological sign or a psychic hotline that they call to get the answer or the truth from. Now, of women, the easiest subset of women to trick and to feed the grift to is hurt women, damaged women, destroyed women, compromised women, because their already natural inclination to have a much more emotional nature is just far more easy to manipulate alongside their hurt state, making them much more vulnerable to any answer. So as long as you package it up and make it easy or nice to their ears to hear, often lacking accountability, they're in it. Hook, line, and stinker. Now, the International Association of Hurt Women, as it relates to the internet, years ago were fixated on influencers such as Derek Jackson. He got exposed for cheating on his wife, and a subset of them were just confused on where to go next. Shit, this guy may have been lying the entire time, so they dragged their bloody and their withered corpses from Derek Jackson, and you see a certain subset of them attaching themselves to influencers such as a Cynthia G, who, by the way, championed aborting male fetuses for being male, and eventually, because of this rhetoric, was deleted off of YouTube. Mind you, in the background of all of this happening, you have figureheads such as Kevin Samuels, who is holding up a mirror up to the proverbial faces and says, look at this. Look at what you've created. You are the active results of your life. Stop blaming. Stop being a victim. Fix this and your relationships may get better. But after this other extreme man hater, Cynthia G, went down, they had to take their mangled and dusty corpses and find a new leader. And who was their new leader? Enter the Queen Maker.
all the male talks about is what he need and what he want. It ain't never about what he gives. Just listen to a male. Just listen to him. 99% of the people on planet Earth don't have a clue what love is. Love is not a concept of the heart. Love is a concept of the mind. And it has everything to do with your intentions behind the actions. So the male's intention of the woman ain't never about what's beneficial for her. Everything that he does is for self-gratification. Ain't never got nothing to do with what is mentally, emotionally, or spiritually beneficial or fulfilling for that woman, because it's always about what benefits him. See, men want to mark territory. Can you love a woman enough to let her go and do her own thing without you trying to sabotage it? Can she leave you and you be okay with it? See, the male wants to own women, right?
The newest leader of the hurt woman conglomerate praising ideals such as women going their own way, claiming men are by nature evil. And it's just crazy to me that you have entire legal entities attempting to take down men in the manosphere who never get as misogynistic as what they claim, but you have misandrous man-haters galvanizing an audience on this very same platform. But it doesn't just stop there, because not only is she communicating that women should be going their own way, but she's also communicating that these women should be in relationships with other women. That's right. Form your woman-only community with me as the head of it. Hence why I refer to her as the stud maker, turning previously heterosexual, broken women all the way out. This woman was recently outed by another female content creator who was previously in a heterosexual relationship. I believe that she is a single mother before being seduced in what she claims was a broken state by the stud maker, but exposing her as a lying grifter that not only does not practice what she preaches, but also doesn't believe what she preaches, but also doesn't like women and thinks that they're annoying as hell, and also exposing her as a terrible mother, and also exposing her as an alleged groomer with stalker tendencies, corn addict, and a borderline abuser. So guys, I know that this is a long intro, but I know most of you guys are not privy to these things, so I felt it necessary to introduce you before we go into this conversation. And do also understand this: I usually on my platform don't go down into the depths of YouTube to go over conversations of he said, she said. I typically don't do that. But how did I start this conversation off? The fall of fake guru. I think that it's important that we continue to point a finger at those that are influencers, but they live a double life. They do not believe what they preach, especially if they're attaching themselves to the mass psychosis of misandry, extreme feminism, and man hate. Without further ado, the entirety of this live stream is like 3.5 damn hours. I'm not going to be going over that whole thing. I'm going to be cutting this up. So if you want to see it uninterrupted, I'll leave a link to it down in the description box down below. It comes from this lovely young woman's YouTube channel by the name of B. Taylor TV. So go up there if you want to see the whole thing. But essentially, the first 10 minutes or so, she's talking about how she met Princella. Essentially, they found themselves in a live stream lobby, began talking behind scenes. They live in the same town, and then met up for din-din.
So after the live ended, we were in the back chat, and y'all saw she was flirting with me the whole time, and then even in the back chat, she asked me, do you like oysters? It's such a lesbian thing to say, because it's like, okay, well, first of all, I already had oysters today. Like, that's crazy that you asked me that, but I did post on my stories that I had oysters, so it's just ironic that she wanted to go get oysters. But it was just the way she was like, yeah, let me, we live in the same city, let's go get oysters together. So during my birthday dinner that weekend, I was like, okay, yeah, and I was unsure. I went to my birthday dinner. And I was asking my sister and friends, like, should I go on this thing? And everybody warned me not to get involved with this woman. And they were like, don't get involved. But for some reason, like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I've been through a lot last year. A lot of people don't know.
Here we go.
What I went through last year.
Okay. So, tell us, mama.
Some people knew, some people didn't know, but it was a lot that I went through last year. Like, I had moved to a new place.
All right, I'm not going to go through everything that she says she's going through, but she was saying she was in a vulnerable state. Mind you, for any guys that are out there that have good intentions with meeting women that can go back later and say that they were in a vulnerable state, that's got to be scary, because whether or not your good intention or your bad intention, you're always apt to be exposed. But that's where the lack of accountability comes into play. Let's proceed.
Actually, by myself a lot. That's because it seemed like maybe this could be a new friend. And that's how I looked at it always, like a new friend. I hate talking about last year because it gets me emotional for that and the part that I played, because I could have been a little bit smarter. But this is not to say that I'm a victim, because I'm a grown-ass woman at the end of the day. And I could take accountability for that and the part that I played. Because
I like that she's saying this, by the way.
I could have been a little bit smarter. I could have been wiser.
Yes, you could.
And I take accountability in that, you know?
Good.
I don't make the best decisions. I'm human, but I will learn from them.
There you go. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, because last year was sensitive. So sorry, I'm getting choked up on that. You know, yeah, because I was actually supposed to be getting married this year. So yeah, last year was tough. It was tough. But I was going through this transition, and she came in at the right time, to say the least. Because, you know, even the guys that I kind of was talking to, like, it was a lot. It just wasn't, that is what it is. I don't want to go into that. But when I met up with her, you know, we met up to go get oysters. She was touchy-feely on me. She was grabbing my legs. She had her arm around me in a chair. She was trying to seduce me. And and she had her daughter with her. And I was like, I felt uncomfortable at that time, because I was like, I only came here to have oysters with you as a friend. Like, on some like content creator, like get to know you outside of YouTube, because I realized that it was a persona that she puts on YouTube. But it's like she bought Pimp and P with her, you know, because she was touching on my legs. She was trying to massage my feet, you know, in public. And I'm like, she got on her knees and started massaging my toes.
God damn.
And I'm like, girl, what you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know?
Massaging a young lady's feet on the first date, where it's really not even a date, it's just a meetup, is really not no pimping shit. But okay, we'll go with it, because pimping is never simping. But showing outward lesbian affection while your child is there watching is a red flag. But let's proceed.
Oh, and she just saw how men were always talking about me and like talking ish and coming at me. So she was like, you know, and I was telling her some things that I was going through, living on my own, how my maintenance man was, you know, he made me feel uncomfortable, how I can't even just come in and get stuff done without men trying to hit on me, you know, like, oh yeah, like you need to get you know, a pow, a pew pew, we need to go to the gun range together. And like, you know, she was kind of like coming in like she was really helping me, like, kind of like, you know, I know you on your own, you a mama too, like, you know, and, you know, I'm gonna teach you some things kind of like, you know, on some game type of shit, you know, but I didn't look at it like that, because my guard was down because she was a woman, and I take accountability in that. I now know that women can also run game on men. Okay. So when we would talk, she would say things like, you know, I learned a lot through Pimp and Ken book. And, you know, I was told the guy that I was cool with, that was a pimp, told me I would be the perfect madam. So that was a red flag right there. That was a red flag right there. I should have took that for what it was, you know? But I was like, damn, okay. Like, why would he say that he think you would be the perfect madam? You know? And she was like, well, yeah, because why would I pimp women to go be with other men? Like, you know, why would I do that? You know, I guess for yourself, you know? So then
it's crazy to me how much hate and vitriol that she has for men, but literally her relationship tactic comes from a man. You simply cannot make this shit up.
Live that y'all all know about, the one that everybody keep playing over and over again, of B. Taylor getting money thrown on her. Let me tell you what that was. Hold on, I'm gonna let this because I'm downtown.
So then she goes on to describe some type of other occurrence on a live stream where she felt uncomfortable, whatever. Let's fast forward that part.
So after that live, I said, you know, I'm laughing like, oh, okay, like, you know, I see you're always on social media. You're always on people's platforms and arguing with people. Let's go out and get out and get some margaritas, get some sun. You know, I saw that she needed some type of like grounding, you know. So I invited her out and we went out for drinks. And my intentions always was just to be Priscilla's friend. I was not interested in being with a woman. Was never interested in being with a woman, but I wanted to be her friend. But when you're friends with somebody who's preying on you, it's not gonna work out that way, you know? So I'm sharing a lot of things that I've been through that year and what I've been through. I'm sharing things with her, you know, things that I let my guard down and I shouldn't have let my guard down. I'm sharing things with her. And then we have a good day. So much to the point where she's like, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's go and hang out at Dave & Buster's. So I'm like, okay. So then we went to Dave & Buster's the next day because she had so much fun with me. We went and had fun at Dave & Buster's. We went to, it was some game place. I can't think, where you find clues and stuff like that. We had so much fun, right? This is where I'm not going to say grooming begins, but this is where it gets a little real, per se.
Okay.
It gets a little PG-13, a little rated R, I guess. I don't know. So we hung out that entire day and I was like, you know, when I was like, oh, let's go get boba tea or something like that. I wanted her to try that. So as we're there, I grab her like, oh no, this way. And she grabs my hand and just holds my hand and won't let go. And after a while, I'm like, oh, we're holding hands. Like, we holding hands. Okay, cool. We holding hands. I should have stood up for myself. I should have been like, nah, but I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of getting a little like curious. I'm like, well, you know, okay, we can hold hands. Like, it's fine. Then I'm telling her I have to go because I was supposed to do a live stream that night. And I said, I have to go home. And she didn't want me to leave. We get to my car. I try to give her a hug. She gives me a hug, but she's holding me and then starts putting her head to my chest and starts getting real close, like tight. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm holding her like, okay, she's holding me. And then she's like, you know, then she starts talking about how good it feels to be with a woman, how safe it feels being with a woman. And I was like, it made me feel uncomfortable. But then she's like, this feels so amazing. This feels so good hugging you like this. Okay.
Now there is a subset of those in the LGBTQ faculty that makes it their mission to convert heterosexual people into homosexual people. It's like damn near a fetish. Now, at this point in the story, you're probably one of two factors. Either how could this content creator take advantage of a poor, weak, feeble-minded young woman, or you're on the side of like, A, she's rubbing up on you and you're accepting it. A, she's hugging you or holding your hands and you're accepting it. What else is she supposed to think? If this was a man that was doing these exact same actions and or behaviors, would this be considered grooming? I seriously doubt it. And therein lies the privilege of female victimhood, which she said that she takes accountability for. But this section is not really with the exposing. It's really just context. Let's get into the exposing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, at that point, I'm like, okay.
Did you feel like she was grooming you?
Yeah, I did.
The lady off screen asked, do you feel like she was grooming you? Pay attention.
But I'm a grown-ass woman, so I can't say that I was groomed as a grown woman. Like, I gotta take accountability in that. I should have had, you know, I should have recognized that, like, imagine a man pulling out porn and showing you things that you can do intimately.
Good
but
point.
It would spike my interest. It has been. Like, I've been celibate for like a year. So it was like, you know, okay. And we talked later on and it's just like, I left very confused. I left very confused because it sparked my interest.
Because the innards turn viscous.
And then we kept talking and we was talking every day. That first, I would say after that experience, I would say the first week or two of me talking to Pete told me she loves me. She dead ass was on the phone. We was vibing to music, and she dead ass looked at me and was like, "I love you." And she was like, "I really feel like that love bombing shit. Like, I really feel like, you know, we're a good match together. Like, I looked at our zodiac signs." The thing that she's doing now with her new girlfriend, like, "Oh, we a match. I talked to some psychics." P talks to psychics on a hotline. She basically has a app for psychics, and she calls and pays $200 to talk to a fucking psychic because she can't hear what God tells her, but she's so connected to the divine. But why do you rely? Like, I understand you get readings and stuff like that. That's understandable, but you spend so much money getting readings. And you're telling me that, no, it's a match. No, this is what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be together. And I'm like, well, damn, like, maybe we are. Like, yeah, it seemed like we get along. Like, it seemed like we match. It seemed like we mesh together. It just love bombing shit, you know? Like, it's like she mirrored me. And it's like she mirrored me. And so when we were talking, it was kind of like first of all, I've never been with a woman, never been interested in being with a woman and nothing like that. We weren't really dating. We were kind of like talking and getting to know each other. I was a little curious, so here and there, but she put it out there before I was ready to even, you did that without my permission. You pulled somebody out the closet without my permission, and you let all these people know. So that's pressure on me to keep this up. It's pressure on me to keep this up. So now I look stupid to the world, and everybody know my business that me and you may be talking and messing with each other. So it kind of at this point, like, damn, and I called her and was like, "Hey, my phone is blowing up. I didn't expect for you to say that. I didn't know we were like," and she was like, "Well, I'm living my truth, and it's true. We are, and you can't be ashamed of that." Like, kind of like yelling at me, kind of like mad that I would even be like hesitant to it. It was like, "Well, you the one who was saying." So look, she bought up her second girlfriend. So for those who are asking, what happened to Priscilla's second girlfriend? While all of this was happening, I even asked her what happened to Priscilla's. What's going on with your girlfriend? When I first met up with her, she said her girlfriend knew that she was out and about with me. But did your girlfriend know that you was touching on me? You was touching and rubbing on my legs and saying that this is an open relationship? I feel bad for her second girlfriend because she would say, "Oh, she's so vanilla," like as in she was this Hispanic and Filipino woman, and she was like, "She's just so vanilla and she's just too sensitive." But that's red flag right there, because I'm like, okay, so if we're involved with each other, you're publicly claiming me on your social media platform. Now your audience is asking what happened to the second girlfriend. I couldn't say what happened to her. I don't know. I just know that the girl mother was sick. And P was like, she didn't have time for me. So the girl basically told her, "P, go get you another girlfriend." Then P comes back and tell me, "Yeah, I talked to her and told her I found another girlfriend." The second girlfriend literally said, "Damn, that fast?" That's also a red flag that I ignored, and I take accountability in that. I can't blame nobody but myself getting involved with somebody who was supposed to be in a committed relationship, right? And so then I don't know what happened, because anytime I would ask questions about the second girlfriend, or are y'all still talking? Are y'all still involved? Because now you publicly pull me out the closet as in we're talking. I'd be damned if I be anybody's second girlfriend to, you know, a situation like that. Like you just pull me out there. We weren't official. We weren't nothing. And you pull me out there knowing you still had a whole second girlfriend. And I don't know what happened to that girl. I just know that she hit me up and said, "Yeah, I think we pretty much broke up," without saying anything. So you basically played that girl. You basically played her. So what's happening with P having another girlfriend right after me? That's the energy that I accept, because I got involved when she had the second girlfriend. But I don't fault the new girl that she's with, because, you know, how she presented the situation to me, it didn't seem like, you know, she's just manipulating women who are in a vulnerable place, to say the least. So I always kept bringing up the second girlfriend because that just did not sit right with my spirit. And she would get mad at me and be like, "Oh, you're just being jealous. Why are you worried about what's going on over here?" And I'm like, because I don't want to be involved. We don't have to. And then the whole her being married thing, I'm like, bro, I didn't know you were still married. Like, and then you pull me out of the closet, like you pull me out in the public like that, knowing you're still married to your husband, need to refile your divorce papers. Then you got a second girlfriend. Like, I look stupid as fuck. And I understand that. I do. And I take accountability in that. All I can do is blame myself for that. All I can do is blame myself, you know, and move forward.
Married to a man, multiple girlfriends, so many red flags, but you started a relationship with her. You transitioned sexuality while in a vulnerable state. By the way, gentlemen, if a man makes you transition your sexuality, there is no excuse, including an emotional state that can allow you to hide from the fact that you are gay. Murder a man and you are forever known as a murderer. Lick an eggplant and you are forever known as gay.
My first experience with P's anger, we were in a car on the way to go eat, and the music was playing. She was on her phone playing something, and the seatbelt thing was going off. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm looking at something. I'm just saying, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This sounds like normal sounds for me. And P snaps on me.
Like the fire alarms in your apartments. Let's go.
She was like, just stop. She just like yelled at me out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and she just like yelling like, and I was like, I didn't know how to react to that because I didn't see that side of her where she just yelled at me like to the top of her lungs about like, God damn, like, oh, turn it off, shit. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, put your seatbelt on, put your seatbelt on. So I put my seatbelt on because I'm like, okay, I'm in the car with her on the passenger side. I get real silent and I just sit there like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. She see I'm quiet. I'm literally about to shed a tear because it just took me off guard that she yelled at me like that. And then she goes to say, are you mad at me? And I said, yeah, I am. I actually want to go home. And she was like, I mean, I understand that, but you know, I get irritated with noise easily. Like overstimulation with noise irritates me and it makes me freak out. So I end up looking on the phone and seeing that she has a noise sensitivity. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just trying to self-diagnose her and she apologizes, which was surprising because she don't barely apologize for nothing. So she kind of like apologized, but it was more so like making an excuse to why she was yelled and snapped on me like that. And I just, okay, maybe it's misophonia. Maybe she's diagnosed with misophonia. You know, I do now know that P is on the spectrum, has to be, because of how she reacts to things. Little did I know that wasn't going to be the last time that she was going to snap on me. Now, a lot of y'all know that we went out of town to Dallas. We went to Dallas and on the way, a lot of y'all saw how we took a road trip and how she was talking to me. You know, it was like, you know, I wanted to use the bathroom at Chick-fil-A, but she wanted to go to the gas station. She was like, no, you're going to go use the bathroom at the gas station. I said, I've never used the bathroom at no gas station. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel comfortable going to Chick-fil-A. That's just what I feel comfortable with. She passes up Chick-fil-A. She's right there. She could have just turned, but she passed it up and said, no, you're going to use the gas station bathroom. And her excuse was, I'm a woman too. I could use the bathroom as well.
God damn. Forcing your lover to put her ass down on gas station bathroom seats is crazy. Now, mind you, there's three sides to every story. She said that the young woman yelled at her. Well, you know, it's like, well, did she yell or are you emotional? But beginning to hear stories about forcing someone to do things against their will, so as if true, begins to unravel her personality.
How can you fight somebody on that? You used to date men. A man would have turned to Chick-fil-A. A man would have took me to Chick-fil-A. Yeah. She took me to the gas station. Somebody, if the bathrooms are clean, I didn't want to use that. You could at least respected that. Then when we in there, you know, she's like, and make sure you don't drink nothing either because I don't got time to be stopping at all these bathroom stops. I'm like, oh, okay, like, can I get a Starbucks drink? And she's like, no, because I'm not stopping until we get to Buc-ee's. And that's in like 2 hours. But so I didn't even get another drink. I just got a snack. We get in the car, we drive. Next thing you know, I'm taking a nap. We're stopping because she has to use the bathroom. And I'm looking at her like, so you could stop to use the bathroom for yourself, but you told me that I can't get a drink because you don't have time to be making all these stops. So I felt like that was inconsiderate and selfish. She gets back in the car. We get to Buc-ee's, we eat, whatever. We drive again. She stopped. Anytime we kept stopping, it was because she had to use the bathroom. So when we was telling a story in Dallas about, we was in a car kind of like joking about it at this point about her not going to Chick-fil-A. And she accidentally took a sip of one of my drinks and was like, oh, why is your drink in the front? Like, you know, the cup holders, my drink is in the front, her drink's behind me. But she got mad that my drink was in the front. And she was like, why is your drink in the front like that? And and kind of was like fussing at me. And I don't know if any of y'all believe that. Any of y'all saw that. Y'all saw it, but the live is deleted. Because I told her it's not, people started to tell you were being mean to me. Like, I think you should delete the live. So here I am trying to protect her from revealing her true colors of how she treats me behind the scenes. So I told her how she was like yelling and kind of talking about it and deleted the live and was like, well, I'm not gonna post you no more on my live. And I don't got time to be fake. I don't got time to be fake. If we get in an argument on live, we just gonna get on an argument on live. And I was like, well, I'm not that. I'm a private person. Like, I don't do arguments online. I don't do that. But she was like, no, if we gonna get into it, we're gonna get into it and keep it real. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just not a good look. And I'm not saying be fake on camera. I'm just saying that it's not okay to bring everything to the internet. So then when we get back to the hotel,
I find it so funny how someone who's so quick to point out toxicity in men is slow to see how they are toxic themselves.
that next morning, we talk about that again. And I told her how much it hurt my feelings. When I tell you, Priscilla starts yelling at me at the top of her fucking lungs, and she started hitting shit and like hitting the curtains in the room, yelling, flinging her arms. I'm like, damn, is she about to hit me? Is she about to hit? So I'm sitting there on the bed like, why are you yelling? Like, I'm not even yelling at you. Like, can you just talk? No, because you trigger me. You trigger me. And da-da-da, and like just yelling and just going off. Like she has such horrible, horrible anger. And
sounds like she needs to look over this section of the internet for tutorials on masculine frame.
Like, if this was a man hitting shit as he's yelling at you, this would be
different
situation. Very intimidating, to say the least. So, you know, we end up leaving. We was kind of in an argument about that. There has been other incidents where I triggered her because she was upset with me about something. So I triggered her and she would hit things. She would hit a table. She would hit the steering wheel. She would yell to the point of spit flying out her mouth. And I realized I fucked up. I was like, what have I got myself into? But when she fell out with Daryl, why would I want to go against somebody like that?
She sounds like
why
a
would
hyena.
I be brave enough to speak out and tell my truth? I was scared to say or walk away from her, but I did call a friend. And even before that, let me rewind back. For Thanksgiving, I did bring her to my family house to meet my family. And everybody got weird energy from her in person. Nobody was like, where did she come from and who is she? My sisters was saying, I don't like her energy for you. I don't like her energy. It's something about her. And my oldest sister dead ass told me, I think she's preying on you because you're at a vulnerable place in your life. You lost a best friend and you broke off a lot of people say engagement, but it broke off my relationship with my son's father. And so you're in a vulnerable place right now. And I feel like she's preying on that.
Damn, not the family members having to come in with the logic. Can you imagine the discussion after the family dinner when your loved one, who you thought was heterosexual her entire life, has multiple children that she conceived, pushed out, have been taken care of, was planned to get married to a man this year, but now she has brought in a woman to the dinner table, to the extent of the family members confirming that she is being taken advantage of in this weakened state, which makes her more apt for the bullshit. But wait, it gets worse.
And I was like, no, she just been through a lot in life. You know, when P gets on here and talk about her grape situation and all that type of stuff, that pulls at people's heart. That tugs at people's heart. That tugs at women's heart to sympathize and empathize with her. But she uses those stories to gain the sympathy from women, you know? And that's not to say she hasn't been through that. It's just like, because she's been through that, that makes people kind of excuse her behavior, you know? And I caught myself as an empath. I was excusing her behavior. I kept making excuses for it. So I found myself not being able to call anybody to tell them about P without it feeling, because every time I would call somebody about her, it's like they would be like, I told you, get away from her. I started even talking to a coworker about it, and she was a previous lesbian, and she was like, I'm telling you, B. Taylor, this is not normal. She sounds emotionally abusive. This is not normal.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you were to ask the Priscilla woman about her history with men, because you're like, baby, your relationship with men is so destroyed. You must have a bad background with men. And she would confirm a bad background with all of these sob stories being taken. Like, it's some of the worst stories that you will ever hear, which helped me to understand that to be best suited to control hurt women, you would have to have suffered through the pain of a hurt woman so that you can position the certain words, so that you can appropriate the correct dialect so that you have the behavior that allows them to grab onto whatever bullshit rhetoric that comes out of your mouth. But unbeknownst to them, she's doing that because she wants to scissor you. Can y'all imagine if there was a male content creator that was telling young men, hey, go your own way, stay away from women. Meanwhile, they want to see what your hairy asshole looks like. It's crazy to me that stuff like this is not getting covered at all, but we're going to do it over here. Let's proceed.
I was just like, no, you know, but I did do, I'm like making excuses of what I like. This is what I did though. I did say this to make her upset. And I did tell her about my feelings. Every time I brought up my feelings and how I felt, it was a burden. It was anger. It was met with anger and like dismissiveness. And, you know, she told me, I'll never forget, she told me when I told her, like, can you stop yelling at me? Because that makes me feel small inside. And she verbatim told me, like, well, don't trigger me to yell at you.
Damn.
Okay. Don't trigger me to yell at you. So imagine if this was an opposite relationship and that person said, don't do this to make me yell at you or hit things and yell. She made it seem like we got in an argument about her coming to my place because she got on her live and said, I only spent the night at her place one time. No, I have not. I spent the night at her house multiple times. The reason why I didn't like to go to her house because she did not.
Now, at this point of discussion, there's a lot of character assassinations that's going on. But in the next portion, we're going to get to, I guess, further character assassination. But it's more specific to her lifestyle or how her public image is different than her private.
I only spent the night at her place one time. No, I have not. I spent the night at her house multiple times. The reason why I didn't like to go to her house because she did not live like a woman. She lived, and I'm not going to say she lived like a man because I know plenty of men who take care of their home, you know, and I told her about her mattress. I'm like, your mattress is, it got pee stains, it got holes in it. Like, why are you sleeping on a mattress like this? Like, go get you a nice mattress. Go get you a mattress like mine or something. So her and her child sleeps on that mattress. So, you know, I also felt obligated as a mother to step in and help her out with her daughter. And when I bring up her daughter, this is not to go low. This is not to make her a villain, but this is to tell my truth. And I cannot keep lying.
I hate that.
Women have asked, does Amaya go to school? The girl is 5 years old, going on 6, and have never been in a school.
Damn.
She was not getting homeschooled. She was in front of a TV all day. Everybody know that her child has autism.
Oh.
She has not gotten her daughter tested for autism. It took me saying, let's go get her tested for autism. Let's get her into this daycare program so she can be around other kids. So now she's in a daycare program that I have my kids in, so she can be around other kids and learn. She don't read to her. She don't teach her anything. She don't have a mentor, a tutor. She don't give her any type of school lessons. At 5, I think she's supposed to be at least in kindergarten or something. She hasn't been to pre-K. She hasn't been to kindergarten.
Oh, no.
She was just like, you know, so she's behind on a lot of things, and she has she's on the spectrum. Oh. And also when I came in, I was like, I started to notice that why is it that your child is up all night and you're asleep? And you know, your child is up all night and you're asleep and you let her sleep through the day. And when I asked you about that, you said, well, it's easier for you to get business done. I said, that's not healthy for a child to be in an environment like that because she needs a schedule. It's not healthy for children to not be on a schedule. It's not healthy. And so I was like, let's get her on a schedule. She yelled at me about that. She was like, I don't got time to be on schedule. I didn't even want to be a mother. I was forced into this. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. She's like, no, you don't understand. I don't got support. I don't got help. And I'm like, okay, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I'm a mother as well. Like, I got 2 kids, you know, like I got you. I understand, but these kids need a schedule. They need discipline. They need, you know, they need a schedule. It's healthy for them to have some type of schedule. And she yelled at me about that because she was like, you only care about what Amaya wants and not about what matters to me. I don't like schedules. And I said, yeah, but when you have a child, you got to get on a schedule. So when they started coming over to my house, I started making her child go to bed at 8:30. And guess what? Her baby was going to bed at 8:30. Her daughter now goes to sleep at night because I set her a bed schedule. I put some type of structure in her child's life. Her child is in school now, like at a daycare program. She now goes to bed at night, and I got her to start fixing her daughter breakfast because I noticed that when her schedule started she wake up through the day. And a lot of y'all ask like, damn, do P spend time with her daughter? How can you spend time with your daughter when you're online all day, every day? Who's feeding her? Ooh. So she gets into stuff. She starts feeding herself. She had to learn how to go in the kitchen and make stuff for herself because mama can't feed you if mama's busy online.
Working.
And I noticed that. And I'm like, hey, like, incidents where her daughter had 104 temperature. I'm like, take her to the ER. Like, you can't just, do you have Tylenol? How you don't have kids Tylenol at your house? Like, get her some Tylenol. Like, okay, she didn't have this fever for like a week. My little ones, when they have a fever longer than 2 days, they at the doctors. I'm like, take her to the doctors. Take her here. Take her there. Take her to the dentist. Why am I telling you to be a fucking mom to your child? Oh. That's why I felt obligated to also stick around. And I was scared as shit to just leave and break up with you because if you got mad, it was going to hit the internet. I tried to avoid all of this right here. All of this right here, I tried to avoid.
I want to let that section, those accusations play out just for a little bit because I wanted you guys to understand how dastardly of an accusation that this is. This person supposedly teaches women all day about men, but in the same junction has a daughter that is 5 years old who hasn't had the world of education opened up to her. She's not in school. And besides that, she's on the spectrum, right? She does not have a neurotypical brain. When you become a parent, outside of your belief in a higher power, your child then becomes number one. You must sacrifice your happiness. You must sacrifice your fun. You must sacrifice your ability to make the most amount of money that you could in your life, acting as if you were single for the love, for the structure, for the framework of that child. And if you do not have the ability to do that, or if you show characteristics where that is not where your mindset goes, if you lack those maternal instincts, then I look at you sideways. This is extremely dusty behavior to the extent of a visit from CPS. Let's continue.
And I knew if I broke up with you, and I have witnesses where I called them up crying and saying, I messed up getting involved with her and I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to break up with her without retaliation. She didn't introduce me to her followers. I now am involved with her child. I feel hurt that this is actually who she is. You preach about men being dirty and messy and they house nasty, but you live the same way. You talk about mothers not pouring into their daughters over their sons, but you don't even pour to the ones that the one that's right there next to you, that's begging for your attention, that's asking, mama, please play with me. Mommy, please play with me. Like, it got to the point the little girl was saying like, mommy doesn't like. And finally, when she got in front of me, she just snapped and said, mommy doesn't like me. And I grabbed her and held her like, oh my God. And she was crying. And she was like, that's what she's been saying. Like, and I'm telling her like, no, your mom does love you. And Amaya, like, I'm trying to tell her daughter, like, I'm trying to make excuses for it. I thought I was putting her like to help her with that. I've done a lot for Pete behind the scenes. And a lot of people that want to say I did this for clout, I didn't do this for clout. I didn't gain a whole bunch of subscribers from this. I didn't gain money from this. I didn't get money from Pete. He never gave me money. So I did a lot. So to say that I did this for clout is crazy because I helped her with her hair. I helped her, like get her to mainstream media. I helped her with some interviews. I was her little person that encouraged her to keep going, and she speaks about codependency, but P was calling me day and night, all day. She just wanted to be on the phone with me all day and suck up all of my energy. But it became too much. She would stay on the phone with me day and night until she fall asleep. And I'm like, damn, like, why am I so irritated? Because I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't break up with her. So this is before Christmas. Around Christmas time, we started arguing. And for those that saying like Priscilla pumped and dumped, first of all, Priscilla doesn't have a pedo whacker to pump me with, nor was she using any type of objects or plastic objects to do anything with me. So I don't see how you can be a pump and dump when you were a munch.
Munch and dump?
No shade. Just saying. Like and a lot of that wasn't even going on. A lot of that was not even going on. I was genuinely there as a friend because I've grown to love and care about her and her daughter. And this doesn't bring me joy talking about this, but I feel like collectively women need to know that she is hurt. She do need a lot of work and help. She has anger issues. She doesn't really like women. A a lot of things that I found out how she moves and how her coach, she's very, very codependent. She cannot be alone. That's why she's online all day, every day. And if she's not online all day, every day, guess who she was calling? Me. But now with this new girlfriend, that's who she's going to be on the phone with.
So the woman that coaches broken women to stay away from men and to be independent, not codependent, in her real life, it's not independent. And in fact, codependent.
Now at this point, I don't know what she's going to be doing with her YouTube, because she basically said, if you're not paying me money every month, I'm not talking to you. You know, so there's a lot that I'm skipping over, but because there was a lot that happened, but people who knew before we officially broke up. We broke up, I would say, end of January or somewhere in January. We broke up then because we would get into it about the littlest thing. If I said this, she started snapping on me, getting mad. All I did was like, you know, I got frustrated about we were late to the gala, and I was like, oh my God. And she was like, well, what do you want me to, like, she started yelling at me about it. Like, and then she would say, I triggered her by being emotional, you know?
Why do y'all think that the divorce rate amongst lesbian couples is so much higher than heterosexual couples? When you have two emotional beings going back and forth, I can only imagine the pure drama of that situation. You gotta have at least someone to bring logic, stoicism, not just emotional irrationality. You gotta have that yin and the yang. That's what we were created for. Now you have two yangs? Huh? That's why they break up more often than heterosexual relationships.
And then she would get online and talk about me on her TikTok. Oh, I can't stand emotional people. When I'm just going like, she was like making fun of me. That video that that everybody's using to match up, as in Priscilla breaking up with me video. No, that was Priscilla making fun of me video. That was Priscilla talking about my business, and I never brought it to the internet. I never spoke up for myself. She would get online and throw subliminal shades at me when she was mad at me. She cannot take a lot of stress. And that's what she kept saying. She literally cannot take a lot of stress. So she would get on her, she would do things like, I remember the first time we got in a real argument, she was at the bar drinking. And I was like, we talked about therapy. I've been in therapy for 2 years, but she was like, oh, I don't believe in therapy. I healed myself. I'm healed myself. No, you're not. You're not healed at all. Not healed at all. And
the thing is, like, with these cult leaders, and this happens in religious sectors as well, is that they will often bypass the help of professionals. And listen, we can all have criticism regarding therapists, but them being a cult leader thereby validates their opinions and ideologies and why they are right about things, which is why on this platform, we like to do critical thinking here. I never come across as I know all of the answers, and there's always things that I can learn more of, but that's because I am in reality, right? Like, and I come to you guys with integrity. The way that I talk to you guys online is the way that I talk to my friends in real life. There is little to no difference. Perhaps I'm a little bit more entertaining in dialogue in order for it to keep retention, but I'm pretty much the same person. But these fake gurus and these grifters, way different.
It's not to discredit some of the things that she say, because I think that a lot of things that she do say do stand true in a lot of truth in science and sociology, psychology, and biology.
Nope, she has you
I
convinced.
learned a lot through that. But I think when it comes to a point of her trying to persuade women to not deal with men, I don't think that that's fair. I have women who deal with men my entire life. My whole family of women are married. So when you say things like women who deal with men, I hope they get raped.
Whoa.
I hope they get beat up and knocked upside their head.
What?
I hope all this bad stuff would happen to them. And I'm like, why would you say that? And
why would you want to be in a relationship with that? Why would you want to open yourself up to such a hurt person? We need psychologists to do case studies on why women get so attached to this negative ass shit. I didn't even know that she was this negative. But damn. Women that should be great. Oh, shit. The lowest of the low.
Got an argument about that, because I'm like, I don't think that that's okay to say those things. To wish great on a woman for dealing with a man, to wish abuse on a woman because she's dealing with a man, that's crazy to me. And that's in your heart. And that came out. And there's a lot of stuff in her heart that will come out. And it came out in bitterness and anger and hate. Whoa. So I wasn't agreeing with that. And of course, me being like a boy mom, or a woman with boys, you know, she wanted to play into that whole, like, she would get mad at me for that's why she always was going in. Like she went in on women that have boys, but she really started going in because she wanted me to look at them a certain way. Whoa. I said, my sons know how to wipe themselves properly. Have you been teaching your child to wipe herself properly? My sons know how to get in the bathtub and take care of themselves. My sons have hot meals at home. Are you doing those things? Before you want to sit there and talk about my boys, are you doing these things for your child? And if you're not doing those things for your child, you have no room to say these things. You have no room to say these things.
Okay.
I never came on here to be perfect. I'm not. I'm perfectly imperfect. I think my YouTube channel says a lot of what I've been through in my life and what I've learned in my life. But I don't come on here as a savior complex. And I think a lot of women who are hurt collectively, a lot of Black women especially, we are hurting. But you got to protect your spirit and energy and what you're allowing in your life and what you're listening to.
From
because
evildoers.
When I asked her, what's the end goal? Well, first of all, when I asked her, what inspires you to write the 41 Shades of Men?
Okay. She
said, I lost my job and I needed some money quick. What? I was thinking as a writer, I'm thinking this is like an inspirational story.
It was a get rich quick scheme. You guys got to remember, in order to be a YouTuber, there's no test, right? Like we don't send in a resume, right? Like we don't have references. You just start uploading. You just start talking shit. The resume on YouTube is the subscriber counts, the view counts, and the comment section. We've seen a lot of these fake gurus get exposed and their channels are pittance in comparisons to their highest of highs. The more of these numbers, the more internet credibility that you have. But that credibility is not correlated to the truth. It is not correlated to value. It is not correlated to integrity because behind closed doors, she did it because she lost her job and needed money, while also allegedly neglecting her daughter. The amount of chaos here is incredible. No child should be growing up in any of this.
I'm thinking this is a story that, you know, okay, I want to write this because I love women and I want to help women. And I just put it out there because, you know, whatever. She literally said, I lost my job. I got fired from my job. And I needed quick money. She was a car salesman back in her day. She hung around pimps. She's been in the Black Islamic Nation of Islam community. She's been in the pro-Black community. She's been around preachers, pastors. She's been mentored her entire life by men.
Of course.
She moves like a man. She does not move like a woman. Yeah. She's been taught how to speak and manipulate her words like these men that she resents now.
Yes.
Any public fallout, she's fell out with everybody in her life. Everybody. But one thing y'all not catching and noticing, she never talks about what she's done. She's never talked about what she has done. Even now, she's blaming me for why we ended. I said, no, I started speaking up and finding my voice. That's what happened. And you could not control me anymore. You couldn't silence me to not speak up against you anymore. So what do you do with a person like that you can't control? You got to get rid of them. But so we did end up breaking up. So she ended up initiating the breakup. Yes, because I couldn't do it. I was too scared to do it. I knew that she had to be done with me for it to be a peaceful breakup, right? That's what I thought, right? But the witnesses the people that know me and I've been talking to, they know I've been suffering mentally being in this relationship with her as well. She said she was suffering mentally. I was suffering greatly mentally and I was silencing my voice. So when she initiated, I didn't say, oh my God, why? I was like, yeah, I think that, you know what? I accept that and I understand that. And I called her and I said, it don't got to be no beef. We could still be friends. I don't feel like it's wise to bring it out in the public because, you know, people have been wishing on our downfall. You know, that's to protect you and me, you know. And so I did that in a way to protect us. You know, I wasn't doing that in a way to try to get back with her, but she would still call me every single day, all night, all morning. She would call me after her live streams. She would invite me to her Wednesday night Zoom calls. She definitely wanted me all around her. And I'm like, okay, well, we're not together. I guess we're just friends. You know, we could still hang out. But then it became a point where she wanted to be intimate. She wanted to do all these things. And I'm like, no, we friends. So we're supposed to be friends, right? She come to my house. This is when we're friends. We're all having a good time. And she kisses me. I'm like, I look at her like, and she just smiled like, oh, we weren't together for Valentine's Day. Like she kissed me and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So in her mind, we was back together. I didn't know that. I'm like, I didn't know we was back together.
If this was a man doing this class, what are some of the words that would be used?
So then she'll get mad at me again and be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, okay, P, it's cool. I understand that. I didn't even think then I even told her, it's not like we together anyway. She got, oh, yeah, yeah, we not together, right? And I'm going to go online and to let people know that we not together and that I'm single because I ain't got time for nobody to not know because I'm ready to, make sure that I'm available to other people. So I'm going to go on. It was like she was kind of like playing until she knew I didn't want it to be public and she knew I didn't want no public backlash. So
anyway, the conversation gets real gossipy. I wanted to fast forward to about 30 minutes later when more information is revealed.
Hop from one chick to the next chick, to the next chick, to the next chick, because you can't be alone. You don't like being alone. You need to tell people the truth. It's not good to be alone, Pete. You tell women all the time, don't choose men, choose yourself. If you don't want to be a lesbian, be by yourself. But you realize you can't be by yourself. You don't like being by yourself. You're very clingy. You're very codependent. You need to have somebody on the phone with you day and night. You need to have somebody on the phone with you until you fall asleep. And then you need to have somebody on the phone with you when you wake up. You're speeding off my energy to write your ChatGPT book that you're releasing. I'm like, why are you selling that book for $30 when ChatGPT helped you write it? Nothing wrong with using AI to help assist you. But when you have AI actually just write the entire book for you and sell it for $30, I don't think that's right. That book was made to help people and help women because the idea behind it was to help women finesse to not get injured, finesse turning down men and not get injured.
It's absolutely crazy to me that ChatGPT is hateful enough to, to write a book. I gotta send a letter to Microsoft. Microsoft, stop the bullshit. A robot should not be able, this is the start of, what's that goddamn movie with Will Smith? I, Robot. This is the start. When they start to get intelligent enough to write garbage like that.
But now you said, I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $7. It's gonna be affordable. I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $20. Now it's only $30. I helped you with that book. I sat on the phone with you when you had ChatGPT write that book. And now you're selling it for $30. That's not right. When you write something, you write from the heart. That's what makes a real writer. I know because I'm an award-winning writer. So I know how it is. So that's an insult to me to stand by and let you do that. Let you do that. It's one thing to have an assistant, but when you have ChatGPT write something for you and then sell that for it, it's giving hustle. It's giving hustle. And to know that your book was written because you needed your bills paid. It's giving hustle. Although your book has helped many women, and I would never take that away. I would never take that away. Those women needed that help. But I hope and pray that the women that do follow her are able to step on their own and have their own discernment. Because P is not y'all leader. I asked P, like, damn, when the world hits the fan,
you're gonna rely on men.
What are you gonna do? Like, these women will probably be looking at you as their leader and depend on you. And she goes, if the world started ending, I'm deleting myself and I'm taking my child with me. I said, what? You're gonna delete yourself? She was like, I'm not sticking around for this and my daughter's not either. Crazy. I'm taking us both out.
Oh no.
I said, you're not taking her nowhere. Like, you could do whatever you want to do to yourself, but why would you say that about taking your child out? Like, if a war broke out and the world got crazy, you ready to take yourself out and your child?
Whoa.
That's not normal. So all y'all think that she's going to lead y'all to the promised land, baby. When shit hit the fan, she said she's out of here.
Whoa.
She's out of here. And then she wants the world to end. She wants mass destruction. She literally says that I can't wait. She would literally tell me, as of recently, I can't wait until half of this population is wiped out. She's literally a Thanos from the Avengers. She's literally a Thanos. Snap your finger, everybody, half of the population, more than half of the population gone. And I said, well, what about the women? And she was like, it has to be done. It needs to be done for the better of the world. Oh. I care about the planet. I don't care about men and women. I only talk to women because they're going to be the ones to care about they're going to be the ones to change the world. She don't do this because she likes women. She talks to women because she feels like women are the ones to change. But now she's like, I don't think women can change. I don't think women can change. If you're not paying me, I'm not talking to you.
She also talks to women because she's looking for a girlfriend.
And the only reason why I bring up her daughter is because of my concern. Hopefully this video motivates her to get up in the morning and feed her, stop threatening to lock up the fridge, make sure she takes her baths, make sure she brushes her teeth and wash her face. Please take her to the dentist. Please get her own bedroom. You turned your second bedroom of your apartment into your studio, and your daughter doesn't have a room to play in. And then you yell at her and curse at her, knowing has autism. You yell and curse at her for making a mess in the living room. And I take up and I say, I don't like you yelling at her. She has nowhere to play. Where is she supposed to play? I done bought your daughter toys. I done bought her a tea set so y'all can start spending time together. You haven't fucking touched that tea set because you don't spend time with her. You don't spend genuine, real time with your daughter. You're always yelling and cursing at her. And it's disgusting because that girl has autism and she doesn't know how to speak well. You need to be reading books to her, sitting down with her. You want other people to be a mother to your child, but then you want to tell other women what kind of shitty mothers they are. It's not right. You want to sit there and brag on TikTok saying my daughter sleeps on a $5,000 mattress. Baby, you had your daughter sleeping on a torn, broken down 20-year-old mattress with pee stains and holes and shit in them. Don't be sitting up there making it seem like your daughter been sleeping on a mattress like that. It took me stepping in and saying, get your ass a good mattress for you and your daughter sleeping. If your daughter not sleeping in your room because you're trying to do things in there, she's sleeping on a fucking tiny ass couch. She don't have her own room. If I'm lying, please get on live and show your apartment to your followers. You want to talk about transparency? Get on live tonight and show your followers what your apartment look like. Show them the bathroom, show them the closets, show them where you do your YouTube studio, show them what your bedroom look like, show them what your bathroom look like, show them where Amaya toys at, show them where she plays, show them where her clothes is at. Show them, since you want to have transparency, let's have transparency. Show them. Show them, because you have the money to do it. And I'm like, yeah, your next place, you need to get her. She's only 5. No, a baby needs her own place. And I could see if it was a situation where you couldn't afford, but I would never turn the second bedroom of my home into a studio and my child ain't got nowhere to put her motherfucking toys. And you yell at her for getting her toys everywhere. It's disgusting. The way you treat your daughter is not okay. She's eating out fast food every day. And you can't use that whole single mother shit because I have two.
Probably don't make as much money as what she does.
Okay.
Still doing.
They go to their doctor's appointments. I take care of my kids before I take care of myself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can go to your lipo appointments, massages. You can go get your teeth appointments. You can go and take care of yourself, but you're not doing the same for your daughter. So this is why I'm saying something, because it needs to be said. And I care about that little girl. And I stood by thinking I can help and change and assist and guide. But then you shit on a very person who's done so much for you.
Guys, I'm going to stop the content right here. Again, I'll leave a link to this down in the description box down below. I've chopped this up a great deal and amount. If you guys want the full story, again, this comes from B Taylor TV. This is this young woman right here. But what she is proving is giving an inside look into the mindset of these hate-filled, female-focused content creators that try to do more harm to the family than good. What she details is a person that is emotionally unstable, a person that doesn't live by what they preach, a person that prioritizes her own selfish wants and needs over the wants and needs of the closest person to her. These are the types of women that will take out her hate of the baby's father on the baby. The treatment of the baby is seen as a type of punishment because this baby shares the DNA of the person who they no longer get along with. These are not good people, but they're trained in the art of influence, of people sales. She sold these broken women a dream and more than likely has become rich because of it. And even if she's not rich, she's made a lot more money than she was making being a car salesman. But this right here is a tremendous lesson of the blind leading the blind. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Me, go to tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Typically, I put this over on live stream, but I thought it'd be good to just go over in a pre-recorded format because it is so long. And I wanted to give you guys the salient points so that you could become abreast of the situation. If anything else major happens that I catch wind of, I'll bring it up here so we can have a future conversation. For both men that typically watch me and for the women that come into these spaces to learn more, for everybody, select who gives you information or who that you listen to, the podcast that you listen to, with a fine-tooth comb. This is the age of information. Possession of the correct information can lead you to a life of joy and a life of happiness if you follow the correct steps from the correct people that have the evidence in their life to support the things that they are saying. The difficulty is that some of these people may be lying to you. And not until exposed videos come out detailing the alleged difference in the public perception versus their personal life, then the truth can set them free. But what actions are you taking to ensure that you're not being biased in where you receive information from? Because not all information that you receive should just make you feel good. It should motivate you. It should put the pressure on you that although these things are happening that are outside of your control, what is the things that you can control to lead you into the life or get the results that you want? I leave you with that message at the end of this video. Guys, light up the comment section and let's get active on this one. Until next time, you two. Peace!